And get your elbows off the table if you want to eat in this house, whippersnapper. Some dining do's and don'ts coming up.
Well, sometimes you're just not sure how to dine in front of others at a holiday party. Well, Cody is learning how to get it together with an expert in etiquette. Hey, Code.
Rosalinda, am I doing this right already? No?
You're supposed to.
Does it go in your head? Oh, it goes in like that.
Never, ever. Always on your lap.
Oh, okay, there we go. So we're getting off to a great start. We're getting a great start. So this is a big deal. You know, like you go to, like, normally people are grabbing some fast food. They're not really doing the fancy stuff. So when it gets to fancy dinner time and everything during the holidays, people get a little nervous, get a little sweaty, and then they do weird stuff.
Yes.
So you're going to help us out?
Yes.
Okay.
For very basic things. I mean, because this is a basic place setting.
Basic,
So something you'd see if your boss takes you to dinner or you go to their home for a holiday party or a job interview. This is basically what you're going to see.
Okay. Yeah, basic. All right, go ahead. All right. So what's our first?
First, some people I know hold their glass and put their hands this way, but on the glass. But after a while, will leave fingerprints, and it just looks dirty.
Yeah.
So you always hold a glass by the stem. You can put your finger under there for a little bit more control, but always at the stem, no matter what glass. And I know some people say, for example, may I, your wine glass, they hold it like this. That warms up any beverage, so that's another reason not to do it.
True.
The only one you would is if you're having brandy or cognac. So
Okay,
that's why
okay. I feel like I learned something. Okay.
Move on to that.
Morsels?
Yes, some people say, well, what if I need to spit something out? Everyone I know says, well, I just do this with my napkin. Now where does it go? You know, if you have Fido there, I guess Fido can eat your chewed up whatever you don't want. But the proper way to do it, there are two acceptable ways. If you eat American style, you can bring the fork up to your mouth because it is a natural movement. And then push the morsel out and put it maybe under a lettuce leaf. I personally don't like that. The other acceptable way is use your forefinger and thumb. Discreetly bring it down and put it in there and wipe your fingers with your left hand.
Might I add this?
Yes.
What's that over there?
Yes.
You know, and everybody looks that direction. You do whatever you want.
Well, you don't want to wait
know.
till you're talking to me and I'm going to go, hey, Cody.
Exactly.
Turn away. Wait for that right moment.
So we have some bread here. It's sliced and everything. What am I doing? What am I should do?
Most people either break it in half, you know, just break it in half, slather the butter and chomp at it. If you're at a family-style Italian restaurant, go for it. But typically, you do break it in half. It doesn't matter how. And when you're going to have a bite, you break off above your dinner plate a bite-sized piece. Not this kind of bite-sized piece, because
like
some people do
tiny.
a small bite-size. You take whatever the butter, spread it on there, put it back, and take that bite.
Really?
Yes, one at a time. I know people who go, that's not worth it. I'm not having bread. You know, this little bite size at a time.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
This was like at my house. Hey, Julissa.
Yeah. Did you? Or that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another acceptable way.
That's how it goes.
Depending on who
you
you're
throw me a
eating
roll.
with. Yeah. And then your bread plate, a lot of people always mistake it. You know, there's different ways, B and D, D for drink, B for bread, so you know. But what if somebody takes your bread plate, you know, those circular tables, sometimes they don't, you don't say a word, unless you know them, but you just go ahead and take the other. What you don't want to do is embarrass anybody.
Oh, I see, so just everybody just get a shift.
Yeah, and then
talk about them behind their backs, because that's what we do in the South.
Yes, yes, very, bless their heart.
Bless their heart, they
Yes.
stole my bread plate, but I didn't want to make a big deal out of it.
Another thing that people complain about, the phone.
Ooh.
You know, even when it's turned down, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be curious. It's there. It's between us. And sometimes it takes up too much space if it is a more formal table setting.
Oh, okay.
So you leave your phone away. You know,
Yeah,
put it away. Unless you're going to share photos or something like that.
Okay,
That's
okay.
it. And then elbows.
Elbows.
This, definitely acceptable. This is like, I'm bored. I don't want to be here. You know, definitely. If you're 13, you might get away with it. There are people that say never ever elbows on the table. However, some people, if it's a more casual dinner, you know people, maybe one elbow as you're conversing between courses. Once that next course comes, there's no place for your elbow.
Right.
So you don't place it on there.
Okay, all right. But that looks so good. Can I have a bite of that thing you got right there? What's up with that? What about sharing? Can I share?
Sharing. Again, it depends, but we're talking more business setting, workplace, you know, job interview. If you are going to share, under those circumstances, you probably wouldn't unless it's a coworker. What you do is ask for an extra plate, and then before you take a bite of yours, you put a little bit on my plate, and I would do the same for you. And that's an acceptable way of sharing.
Okay, I feel like I learned something.
Okay.
Hey, Julissa, you want another roll?
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Julissa,
Oh dear.
there you go.
Okay.
Your aim is horrible, by the way.
Did you get the roll? You did. You did. You got it. Thank you so much.
You're
you have
welcome.
so
It's a
much style
pleasure.
and so much grace. I have none of those things.
Now you do.
Now I do. Back to you.
So funny. Okay. That guy. All right.